There is a fascinating shift that has happened in the world in recent times. In the past, we organized ourselves around taking control of land, natural resources, and the physical things we could touch, hold, buy, and sell. However, the narrative has changed, as more and more of us spend an ever-increasing amount of our lives online. There is a new commodity that everyone is fighting over: our attention. The first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone. I can watch videos while I get dressed, social media on the train, or a podcast in the car, get to a desk and spend my day online responding to emails and doom scrolling on the internet, listen to music while I make dinner, binge a series before bed, and then fall asleep with my phone in my hand, scrolling through opinions online and responding to people's messages. Whether I know it or not, each day I am taking in all these messages, ideas, ads, and whatever else clogs up my brain space. It's a constant avalanche of pressure to buy this, do this, and follow this in order to be happy, until it feels like my brain is either going to explode or go completely numb. This is having two major effects on us. The first is that we can find it hard to know what we actually think or feel about anything. And the second is that we become disconnected from ourselves, no longer in touch with our heads and our hearts, and need a full reset, a chance to start over. This need for escape and meaning, rest and adventure, is what brings us here to the Camino De Santiago, the Way of St. James. It's one of the best known pilgrimages in the whole world. Most people just call it the Camino. Throughout history, those who have often felt that way about the hustle and bustle of city life in the ancient world consistently emphasize the importance of retreat, of escape for the sake of our hearts, our minds, and our souls. It's a journey away from the noise so that we can hear our own voice again, so that we can return to ourselves. This journey away from what we know of our outside selves to the exploration of our internal selves is what we call pilgrimage. The Camino is an incredible crisscross network of paths and arrows where people journey to the shrine of St. James the Great in the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. There's many starting points, but they all lead to a common destination. The tradition states that the actual remains lie there of St. James the Great, or just James, as his friends knew him. It is said that his remains were brought here after he was executed by King Herod. His resting place is an appropriate destination to pilgrimage to, because he knew what it was like to leave his life behind in order to journey into the unknown. The eyewitness accounts recorded in the Gospels document James's dramatic career change. He was a seasoned fisherman, and one day while working with his brother, a Jewish rabbi called Jesus sought them out and invited them to follow him, which in James's culture was a full-time job offer. To be honest, it's a little weird that Jesus didn't have a more intensive recruitment process. or for that matter, a clearer job description to offer. And what's even weirder is that James said yes. In another eyewitness account, it says that Jesus invites them to come and see, to come on a journey. He didn't try to sell it with an elaborate presentation, stock options, or a pension plan. He invites James to leave what he knows and to experience the unknown, the mystery of the more that is beyond his day-to-day of catching fish, fixing nets, and getting out of his boat only to get back into it the next day. He's part of a community that is living under the harsh occupancy of the Roman Empire, and they're clinging to a shared hope for change. It's as if James's life is like a song he's sick of, stuck on repeat. And so when Jesus comes along with a chance to disrupt it, it's like that long-awaited change of track. Come and see, Jesus says. Come and see what's next, and then decide where to go from there. The idea of pilgrimage is one of the healthiest ways we can talk about faith. It's not a rigid, brittle experience of a limiting life. It's not a prison of rules and regulations. It's a journey. As one writer in the Bible describes, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. It means being sure that there is more out there than you have experienced, even if you have no idea what that is. It doesn't mean having it all figured out. It means that when we feel like there is more to life than we are currently experiencing, that we're right. There is something beyond our current reality. It can't be fully explained because it has to be experienced. It's not a sales pitch. The invitation to you is the same life-changing invitation that Jesus offered to James. Come and see. Come and experience. It's like the Camino. When you walk it, you get it. When you become a pilgrim, you don't become controlled by a map, some two-dimensional, zoomed-out version of the journey, because the goal isn't just about getting from one place to another. Instead, you walk with your head up, looking for the arrows along the way. You set out on a new path that you've never been before, following in the footsteps of those who have come before you, with your faith being built with the appearance of every arrow, pointing you to what's next, to the beyond, to a new reality and a deeper truth, and to the person you will become because you have chosen to leave behind what is comfortable to embrace the unknown, the beyond, the more.